Hey everyone, thank you guys so much for hopping on today. I know it's Valentine's Day, so I appreciate everyone coming on. Excited to be talking to everyone about the ultimate love language and how to show your love through customer experience to your customers. So, if you guys aren't familiar with D2CX and our webinar series, feel free to ask questions. We really like it to be a very conversational type of webinar. And I see people are already throwing things into the chat, so I love that. Please give feedback and engage with the customers and the speakers and the guests. For the most engaging folks, we're actually going to be giving away little prizes at the end of everybody's webinar. And then if you're going to be posting on any social media, please use the hashtag D2CX. Woo! Love that. So in the speaker lineup, we have Adina from Akendo, and we have myself from Gorgias, and we have Lacey from Aventus, and then we have Phil from Concio. Some of the cool giveaways, there'll be a personalized jewelry from Mint and Lily, from Concio, Comfort from Aventus, Apple, AirPods, and I also believe Okendo will also be giving away, I think, a Milk Bar gift card from what I remember correctly. So please engage in the chat. There'll be some really cool gifts to receive. And I don't know if my slides are working now. And then, of course, if you guys are going to be going to eTail West, want to just let everyone know that Gorgias and Akendo will be heading there on February 25th to 26th. The Gorgias booth will be at 7:04, and then feel free to contact Adina if you want to meet up with Akendo while you're there as well. I'll also be at eTail West, so feel free to reach out to me if you want to meet up. But we have a really cool live activation with Jackson. So discover your AI ethos with our fun little interaction there. So you get a free personalized quiz if you take our little AI ethos quiz, and you walk away with some really cool gifts from Jackson. They have some really sick jewelry. So I'll pass the screen over back to our lovely first speaker, Adina.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Adina. I'm going to stop sharing so you can go ahead and take over.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. All right. I think you can see my screen.
Perfect.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me on the webinar, Ellen, Brittany, and the Gorgias team. Excited to be here. Always love partnering with you guys. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Adina Marabi. I'm the Director of Partner Relations here at Okendo. I've been with the company coming on my 4th year, which is the longest I've ever been at any company in my life. So very exciting. A little bit about Okendo. We help brands grow faster and more efficiently by turning their shoppers into super fans. And we do that through our customer marketing platform, our suite of products ranging from quizzes, reviews, loyalty, referrals, and surveys. We work with 15,000 plus customers on Shopify. A lot of these brands, you might recognize, you might shop from them, you might work at them. A few examples would be Skims, Rhode, Opali, True Classic, Skims, Soylent, and various other fast-growing Shopify D2C brands. So today I'm going to cover 3 specific topics. One is how to build trust with your customers. The third is how to earn your customers' loyalty. And lastly, we'll walk through creating personalized experiences for your customers. So first section, great relationships and CX are built on trust. So, we recommend showcasing robust reviews and social proof to build that shopper trust and keep them coming back. On the screen here, you'll see an example from our client Booty. They are showcasing, their reviews, of course. It looks really native. It looks on brand. It doesn't look like a third-party app. It looks like an extension of their website. And you'll see that they're collecting what we call customer attributes. So information around age range, body type, and height. And that's a really great way to help new shoppers align their purchasing decision with other shoppers that have similar characteristics to them. And it does build that trust and help increase those conversions. We also recommend publishing negative reviews and showcasing your excellent customer service by responding publicly to those reviews. On the screen here, you'll see an example from The Mix. They received a 2-star review with some text that explains that the product itself is not very useful. And you'll see that the brand responded publicly, offering them a solution and letting them know that, there are ways in which they can redeem the issue if they needed to. So we definitely recommend showcasing that excellent customer experience and also not hiding behind your good reviews and deleting or not showing those negative ones. Showcasing better customer service with the Okendo and Gorgias integration does result in some pretty impressive metrics. A couple that you'll see here on the screen, we have seen our mutual clients increase their GMV by 11.5% by using the integration. They've also increased their customer satisfaction score by an average of almost 5%. They've also decreased their first response time by up to 45%, and they've reduced the resolution time for each customer service ticket by 48%. All to say that you can really make your teams more efficient and more effective by installing the integration, by turning it on. And of course, what happens with the integration between Okendo and Gorgias is you can set a rule where if someone leaves you a negative review, let's say a 3-star below, it'll automatically create a ticket within Gorgias so that your customer service reps can go in and resolve the issue. We also recommend turning that UGC that you're collecting into paid ads. So you'll see here a few different examples from our clients, one from Lemmy, Salt and Stone, and Canopy. We know the types of content that convert really well on Facebook and Instagram, and that's that scrappy UGC content. It looks like it could be your friend on your feed. And those ads do tend to perform better than those, high-end, really, polished ads that you might run top of funnel. So take advantage of the content that you're collecting in those reviews. It's free. You have all rights to that content, and turn them into fun ads. You should definitely also turn on your Google Shopping integration with your reviews platform. It's really easy. It's just a toggle on the back end. And having those reviews showcased on your Google Shopping ads does help increase that click-through and conversion on those paid ads, and it does help increase your return on ad spend as well. And we know just by knowing consumer behavior and how shoppers act, that people are much more likely to click on those ads with star ratings than the ones that don't have it. So we know that here on the screen, Skims is going to be getting a lot more clicks on those ads than Spanx or Net-a-Porter. Second section, loyalty is earned, it's not given. So you want to make sure that you're earning your customers' loyalty throughout the buying journey. Turn your shoppers into super fans with irresistible loyalty rewards and benefits. Here on the screen, you'll see an example from our client, Cat the Label. They have created some really fun naming conventions for their VIP tiers. It fits their brand. It also appeals to their customer base, and it makes your program a bit more exciting and fun, where customers can unlock certain benefits and perks based on their tier with you. Let your happy customers be matchmakers with flexible referral rewards. Who doesn't love a good matchmaker, especially on Valentine's Day? So, we know that your happy customers are your biggest advocates. The customers that are leaving you the 5-star reviews, they're engaging with your surveys. They're really bought into your brand. Maybe they're subscribers, so they replenish their products regularly. Definitely look to those customers to make a referral to their network. We know that those customers convert at a much higher rate. And not only do you get new customers, but you also end up increasing your customer lifetime value of that refer, because by offering them a discount code or a coupon, they're going to come back to your site. They're going to use that. And so it does help. Speak your customer's love language. So we recommend creating guided shopping experiences that match shoppers with the products that they love. Throw up a product recommendation quiz. Those are incredible for helping guide the shopper down the right path. Not only does it help with increasing conversions, especially if you have a ton of SKUs and your customers don't necessarily know where to start, but you can also end up increasing your average order value because let's say a customer is coming to your site in search of one product, but you show them 3 that are recommended specific for them. They're likely going to add all to cart and convert on those 3 products. And here on the screen, you'll see an example from our client Opali, who is running a product recommendation quiz using Okendo. You definitely should speak your shopper's love language, with personalized messaging tailored to their preferences. So again, you are collecting zero-party data throughout the user journey with Okendo, with reviews, those customer attributes, with quizzes, those shopper preferences and behaviors. You can also collect information based on surveys that you run on site or post-purchase, and then as well with those loyalty points. So you can use all of that data and information to segment your lists on your preferred ESP or SMS provider and use that for personalized messaging. So let's say I took a quiz and I indicated that I'm looking for, a great Valentine's Day outfit, but I didn't convert, let's say. You should definitely use that information to throw me in a segment of, let's say, best-selling dresses or your your Valentine's Day edit. And I'm much more likely to click on that email because I'm looking for those specific items. Get to know your customers' hearts, or get to know your customers and win their hearts. So we recommend connecting one-on-one with your customers by capturing those insights to meet your unique needs. As I mentioned, surveys is a really great way to understand your customers, capture those details, maybe enhance the customer insights that you're collecting. You can run what we call micro surveys, which only have a few questions, makes it much easier to convert on those surveys. And then, of course, you can always collect that customer's email address as well, which does help increase that email collection rate. All the data that you're collecting gets stored in Okendo. And again, you can use that to segment your lists on your preferred provider for ESP and SMS. We also highly recommend running a post-purchase survey. Your post-purchase channel is one of the most highly engaged channels. That customer has already purchased from you. They're so eager to get their product that, they're checking that page, waiting to see when tracking details are added. So we definitely recommend using that advantage, or using that to your advantage by collecting additional data. You can run marketing attribution surveys. You can run net promoter score surveys, which is great for CX as well, right? You can run customer experience surveys, like how did you find our products today? How can we improve the experience for you? So a ton of really great data points you can be collecting on this channel. So I do have a special offer for everyone on the webinar today. Get your first 30 days of Okendo for free across all of our products, reviews, surveys, referrals, quizzes, and loyalty. Just shoot me a message to redeem the offer. You can either add me on LinkedIn or you can email me at adina.marabi@okendo.io. And I can also drop that in the chat.
Thank you so much, Adina. Yes, drop your LinkedIn in the chat for sure and your email address so that everyone has it. Would highly recommend doing the 30-day free trial for sure. Okendo's a great tool for anyone that is in e-com. But thank you so much, Adina. Any last minute questions that you guys had for Adina before she leaves the screen? If any do come in, Adina also will send it over to you as well.
Perfect. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Don't forget the giveaway.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, yes.
Thanks for the reminder. Drum roll.
Ellen, the answer's in the sheet.
Okay, sorry. My apologies. I thought we were waiting for Adina. Oh. Jessica Mendez. Yay! Congratulations.
Yay. Congrats, Jessica.
Awesome. And then Britt, will you be sending over the gift card or will Adina be sending it over to Jessica?
Everyone will send their own.
Awesome.
Yep. So Jessica will reach out to you with the milk bar gift shortly after the webinar.
Amazing. Well, congratulations, Jessica. Thank you again, Adina. Awesome. And then I will go next here. I'm just going to share my screen here. I'm back. Awesome. My name is Ellen Zhang. I'm the Strategic Partnership Manager here at Gorgias. Been here over 2 years now and really here to talk about the love languages that we can show your customers. For those who aren't exactly sure what Gorgias is, or if you're new to Gorgias, we service over 16,000 brands across the world. We have 55,000 agents, 1 billion conversations by the end of 2024. So that really shows how many 16,000 brands are showing their love to their customers through Gorgias. So how can you guys show love to your customers here today? So one thing we really recommend is to be where your customers are at, whether it's email, whether it's web, SMS, social media. There's so many different types of forms to communicate with your customers. They expect you to be where they are too. So the key is to meet them on their preferred channels so that every conversation just feels effortless and natural. The second thing that we would recommend is providing proactive support. So just as, maybe your boyfriend does, they provide proactive support asking you, how's your day going? Or just, being able to kind of detect when you're on their website, giving that great support before they even ask a question and anticipating all of them. These are some cool tools such as the live chat, the self-service, the FAQ pages, and some AI-driven suggestions that Gorgias can help provide. But being there for your customers before they even ask goes a really long way and provides a really seamless experience for them. Lastly, responding as quickly as possible. So no one likes to wait, and especially in today's world, speed is everything. The ideal response time is around 2 minutes. Automation is a huge tool that we leverage here at Gorgias, achieving that. And of course, we're able to leverage AI, automation to handle repetitive inquiries. So helping your team free up time to focus on more complicated, high-value interactions. So I want to dive into a little bit of the our Gorgias's timeline as of like the last couple of years. Back in the early days of Gorgias, our mission has been really clear: empowering our merchants to deliver exceptional customer experience. We started out by building a exceptional help desk, centralizing all customer interactions, streamlining integrations with key e-commerce tools like Okendo that you just heard from Adina, so brands can personalize every response and create meaningful customer connections. And then, so in 2023, we focused on our help desk. We became the #1 help desk on Shopify. Then we added in 2024 automation, our AI agent. That took off. We saw about 60% of customer inquiries completely resolved through our AI powered agent. And then in 2025, we're actually going to be introducing conversational AI. So I'm excited to kind of introduce you guys that as well, and also dive into a little bit of the conversion pieces here at Gorgias. So this is just like a quick snapshot. Out of 6,500 brands, they're already using Automate. They save enormous amounts of time, allocated amongst all of them about 4 million hours saved, $62 million saved, about 20 million interactions. The response times are around 30 seconds, 1 hour resolution times. These are just great things that the automation can do for your customers. And of course, this is the way like a lot of customers feel like they've been seen with your brand. So this is just a quick snapshot out of 1,000 tickets. The blue bar shows what's been resolved by our AI agent, and then the total bar is the total incoming tickets. And as you can see across from all categories, over 50% of these tickets have been resolved by our AI agent. Just like focusing on the product piece, the product section just means people are speaking to you about what the product looks like or questions about the product. What we want to do is turn those questions into actual orders for you. So with the new era of e-commerce, our AI agent being able to answer these skills to support. So how do I clean my coffee machine? The AI agent will be able to help you answer all of those things as well. We will also be coming out with skills to sell. So proactively helping engage customers by increasing conversion rates, ultimately leading to an increased revenue. We want to be able to meet your customers wherever they are. So as you can see with this example, Steve Madden gets a DM from the first contact. We're able to, communicate with them that the maxi boot is out of stock and recommend a different type of boot, and then lead them to your website. And then from their website, also just recommend, as you can see here, a wide leg. And then post-purchase or even during the sales cycle, changing the address for this specific customer. And then if the customer were to come back again, we would be able to recognize that customer and offer them discounts to increase lifetime value and retention. So with the AI agent with support, we want to be helping you guys save money, increase CSAT scores, and of course, loyalty and retention. As you can see here, there's a customer asking if they can help update their subscription. The AI agent asked, can you please confirm your email address? And they were able to provide that. And with that, their subscription was completely updated. We were able to communicate with their subscription tool. If that's something that you guys would like the AI agent to do, you can throw it into something called guidance. If it falls within this handbook of instructions that you've given it, it'll go ahead and communicate with Recharge and or your other subscription tools to, change that subscription order. It's really focused on being scalable and cost-effective for your support team. And then with the AI agent for sales, we are focused on driving revenue, bringing like personal recommendations, tailored discounting strategies, and like interacting with intent-based discounts to reduce drop-off, abandoned carts, and still protecting margins. So proactive assistance 24/7, no matter what time or human agents are available. It's just to offer assistance to your customers. So, making sure that they're proactively asking your customers what they're looking for. This person specified like they're looking for a dress for a night out, nothing over the top, and they were able to recommend a few, suggestions here. And then, as you can see, some folks have already started using the AI agent for support and sales. With one of our customers, Glamnetics, they have 40% volume automated by AI agent for support, and then almost a 4.7 CSAT score tied with the average team member. And then, of course, the conversion rates have gone up by 20%, 91% faster response times, and saved on seasonal hires. One of our customers here, Tushy, actually uses Gorgias Convert and the AI agent for sales at the same time. I'll dive into Gorgias Convert in just a minute, but essentially Gorgias Convert is dedicated chat campaigns to tell you, acting on how to they're essentially a little bit cheaper because the ROI will be a little bit higher here. But the average conversion rate for our Convert tool is about 6%, which is double the industry average. And you can see the uplift in revenue is 1%, 10% lift in conversion rates. And with the AI agent and sales, you have a 1.4 uplift, about 3% higher conversion rate, and then, of course, 18%. Diving into Convert, what you can use today is something. The example I like to give is if you were to walk into Sephora, which I recently did, I was looking for a new concealer. Someone was able to help me color match. I shared my skin concerns. I'm, breaking out right now. So I told them that, and they were able to help me find products for my specific skin type. So having that personalized shopping experience is what we want to provide through our tools. So Convert is able to meet your shoppers where they are and where they need and replicate that same experience that you get in stores online. With Convert, we have some AI-powered capabilities to generate campaigns, proactive education to understand where that person is coming from and what their needs are, conversational marketing, and participate in pre-sales assistance and offer shoppers something that mimics an in-store experience. So just so you know that these Convert campaigns are monitored, they're set up, and you can turn it on and off. So a little bit different from the conversational AI piece. So with AI agent or with the Convert piece, you can educate your customers. Tushy was able to help, throw a tutorial video here to show them how they use a Tushy that influences return rates, conversion rates, and customer satisfaction. Personalization. Olivia here was able to pop up something that says here, saw that you had this hoodie in your cart, but here is a matching sweatpants to go along with it. This increases AOV, abandoned cart, lessens cart abandonment, and higher lifetime value. And an email capture as well. So you can capture emails as, you guys are building out your email list. You can provide incentivized signups through exclusive offers, early access, use exit intents to engage with customers before they leave. Maybe they haven't hit the shipping minimum yet. A/B test messagings and offers to maximize results. But yeah, essentially this brand here was able to have them throw in their email address for some newsletter, early access, Black Friday, Cyber Monday discounts. And then, of course, giving shoppers a more tailored, personalized shopping experience will lead to more conversions. So Cura Essence was able to provide exclusive offers and promos while shopping for their VIP customers. But yeah, that concludes my presentation here today. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you all. Here's a QR code if you guys are interested in taking a look at Gorgias and what we can do for your team. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any further questions as well. I will be here all day. Awesome. And I'm going to pick a winner as well. Erin Rafferty. Congrats, Erin. And our team will send you, I think you won AirPod 3 Gens. That's awesome. I actually needed a new pair of AirPods. Everyone needs new AirPods. Awesome. Up next, we have Aventus. We have Lacey, and coming on stage with her will actually be also Kristen, who leads the experience at Comfort. So I'll let them introduce themselves. This will be a really cool session. Excited to hear what Kristen has to say and how they've been working with Lacey over at Aventus. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Ellen. Thank you. We're so excited to be here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, perfect. So my name is Lacey Eyre. I'm the Director of Client Success here with Aventus. I have one of our partners, Kristen McClure from Comfort. She is the Head of Customer Experience here with us today. And we wanted to share with everyone here how Aventus and Comfort partnered to overcome a backlog of tickets following the post Black Friday, Cyber Monday rush. So we can go ahead and kind of jump right in. Kristen, I know we partnered kind of following our large holiday scaling for you guys. Can you kind of describe the state of Comfort's customer service right after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and how the backlog affected customers and the internal team?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started with the company in August as the first ever dedicated CX manager, and we quickly took off. We went from receiving about 50 to 60,000 emails a month to receiving over 125,000 emails. So I scaled the team up as fast as I could, but we quickly realized that it just wasn't enough. We went viral on TikTok. It caused a lot of customers to reach out to us, and we couldn't keep up with the demand. It was absolutely insane, like the comments are saying. It was crazy. So we quickly realized we needed better solutions. So I started processing everything to move us over to Zendesk to bring on Sienna AI. And then we also partnered with Aventus to get some of that help in that we needed so desperately. The customers were definitely not happy with the delays, as you can imagine. At the worst, it got to about a 2-week long wait for a first response. And that broke my heart. I never want our customers to experience that. So it was definitely a high priority to get that taken care of.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, Kristen. I know it can be really tough for a lot of brands, especially after you experience the level of growth that Comfort experienced in 2024, especially during that Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So some of the next things I wanted to kind of pick your brain about is what made you guys choose outsourcing? What were your initial reservations, if any? And how did you evaluate your partners?
Yeah, so whenever I first started, I had 7 people on my team, and at the time, that was all we needed. By the time we started talking about outsourcing, I had grown the team to 31, and that was in just a couple of months. And as any of you CX managers know out there, it is very difficult to hire and train that many people that quickly. I had also brought on a team of operations coordinators to help with back-end tasks, all kinds of things. So the decision to outsource was largely because I just couldn't do more than I already was. We definitely needed help, but we just did not have the bandwidth to train and hire and go through that process. So Aventus was definitely a great decision for us. I will say I was definitely reserved at first. I have had horrible experiences with temp agencies in the past and had no interest in bringing that on. But after our first meeting with the team, I was like, okay, you sold me. The thing that I loved about it was that Aventus was going to interview everyone, approve everyone based on their standards. I was going to train the trainers, and then that training and coaching and general management, payroll, all of that would be handled through the Aventus platform. So that really took a lot of stress off of my shoulders, knowing that we could get the extra hands that we needed without sacrificing, our mental health.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that was really great to share. Kind of diving in a little bit deeper there, Kristen, what did the onboarding process look like with Aventus to ensure that we were able to encompass Comfort's brand values and that our team were really able to understand those?
Yeah, everyone's favorite thing, meetings and forms. But it was actually really great. The forms that were sent to us were so thorough, and I really felt confident after being able to fill them out and write through, what that needed to look like, what our brand voice was, what our policies are, what our processes are, what little nuances that we have as a company that we like to handle with customer experience. And then from there, I was able to meet directly with the coaches that were going to be on our campaign and talk through the training that I had provided, fill in any gaps, answer any questions, kind of give some real life walkthroughs and examples. And then it's also been just a continuous thing. So we have a Slack channel together. They ask questions. I'm able to give answers, provide updates, all kinds of things. It's great.
Yeah, that's wonderful insight. Thank you so much, Kristen, for sharing. So I know with a backlog of 30,000 tickets, it wasn't just the manpower that we had to solve this issue. So next, I'd love to kind of dive in to your approach to AI, because AI can feel really intimidating when we start. So what were some of your concerns and how did you gain confidence in using AI?
Yeah, the decision to use AI is never an easy one. You know, you worry about your team and you worry about all of these different things. You also worry about your customers. Are they going to get these robotic responses that leave them feeling distrustful of the brand or leave them feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm just talking to a bot. When can I talk to a real human? And so that was definitely something that we took into consideration. And we were so excited whenever we found Sienna AI. It is a fully empathic conversational AI. You can train the brand voice, you can train the persona of the AI. Sienna is really, we named her Brooke. So Brooke is our AI agent, and she's an amalgamation of every incredible CX professional I've ever met in my life. And it's just really beautiful to be able to see how well she takes care of the customers. They've never once questioned if they are talking to a robot, which is really wonderful. So definitely had some reservations, but it was the obvious choice. We needed something, we needed it fast, and it's really great to have that on our side now. I will say that Sienna was the absolute game changer for us. We went from a 30,000 ticket backlog to responses in under a day.
So you absolutely saw immediate benefits when implementing those AI workflows.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, our backlog was caught up within 2 weeks of onboarding Zendesk and Sienna, which was really, really great to see. I onboarded it in 2 weeks, started that process mid-December and had it up by end of December. And then once we got that done, our backlog was clear by mid-January.
Oh, so mid-January. So that's kind of going into my next question was how quickly, once you had fully onboarded Aventus and the Sienna AI, how quickly were you guys able to take that backlog and change those response times?
Yeah, so once we had Aventus come on with the team, I was still working on the Zendesk and Sienna migration. But with Aventus, I immediately noticed that instead of breaking even every week on our unassigned inbox tickets, we were actually making progress. It was slow progress because we are all human and we're just trying to get through this massive, massive mountain of a task. But we were making progress for the first time in like a month. So that was very exciting. And then once we got Zendesk migrated and Sienna turned on, that backlog disappeared so quickly. Like I said, within about 2 weeks.
So, Kristen, I know at the beginning of this, you shared some of the frustrations that your customers have had. Do you have any anecdotes on how the customers have changed since being able to partner with Aventus and implement that AI?
Yeah, they're definitely a lot happier. Our response times are way down. At this point, we are running at about a 55% positive CSAT, which we are working on improving. But a lot of that is leftover frustration from some of those delays that we had earlier on. And then a lot of it is just, policies and things that we can't change, the normal things that customers are going to be upset about in every stage of their customer journey. But, it's given us a really great insight into, now that we know that the backlog and the delays are not causing this frustration, what can we do on a higher level with policy to really change the game for our customers and make them happy?
Yeah, no, that's really good to highlight. That actually kind of leads into our next slide as well of where Comfort's first response times and CSATs are sitting now after the partnership and the implementation. And then, Kristen, what I'd really like to know is how has this impacted like the broader company from your brand reputation to your revenue?
Yeah, we're finally seeing not only positive reviews about our customer service, but actually people defending us for the first time in a little while, which personally warms my heart. It makes me very happy. I love to see that because it was definitely I'm a late night review reader. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but I will just search our company's name, search reviews, search Reddit, try to figure out what people are saying, find ways that we can improve. So it's really exciting now to see those like positive things coming through, customers talking about the great experiences that they've had, how quickly their issues were resolved, and it just makes me really happy.
Absolutely, I completely agree. And Kristen, what key advice would you have for other brands facing similar backlog challenges?
Yeah, I mean, use your resources. No one can do it alone. I can speak to that. Even the greatest CX leaders among us, it's a Sisyphean task to try to overcome this challenge on your own, and scaling linearly oftentimes just doesn't work. Use your tools, use your resources, outsource if you need to, adopt an AI system. It's super helpful. Do whatever you can and think outside of the box to really make those changes. Your customers will
Excellent,
thank you.
excellent. Yes, yes, I agree. Well, Kristen, thank you so much for joining us today and going over all of those insights. One last question I have for you. How do you in the Comfort team plan to maintain and innovate these customer service standards in the future?
Yeah, so now we are really looking at being more proactive in our approach. We're able to, we're not downsizing the team, we're actually scaling it up, we're growing. We're looking at the team members who show a lot of strength in being tech savvy to be those sort of automation experts to help out with Sienna so that it's not just me doing it. So we're really able to transform their roles, give them something exciting to do. We've been able to lower our emails per shift goal, which allows for a higher quality of responses. And in general, we're just working towards being more proactive, more customer centric, and really ensuring that every person feels like family.
Awesome. Well, Kristen, this is an amazing success story. I really appreciate your time today and sharing it with myself and the audience. I do have a QR code up here for everyone. If you guys would like a free audit, Aventis is offering those. We can always help with your busy season or holiday scaling. And I think that is it for us today. I believe we have a giveaway as well. So just 1 moment.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much, Kristen and Lacey. You guys had some really great insights. And I believe the winner of your giveaway for this comfy hoodie from Comfort is Ashley Spears.
Oh, congratulations, Ashley.
Congratulations, Ashley. Reach out with your size and your preference on your hoodie and sweatpants set, and we'll get that sent over to you.
Oh, wow, a set. I'm
Yes.
so jealous.
Set.
Work from home hoodie set. Love that. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I really did appreciate everyone's insights. Was there any questions on the sides that we're looking? Okay, Ryan asked what company. It looks like Brittany already answered them. Yeah, I think, Lacey, I think there's a few questions from Ashley asking about if you guys work with smaller brands. But since she is the winner, you can also feel free to reach out to her to schedule some time with Lacey on separately as well, Ashley. But it looks like she had some questions about if you worked with smaller brands that need support during peak out or seasonal and peak times.
Absolutely, Ashley. We would love to speak with you and work for the partnership.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Up next, we have Phil over from Consio. He is the CEO, and Consio is a phone sales platform for e-commerce. So really excited to have you on board, Phil. Excited to see what you have to say and all the insights you can provide for everyone today.
Thanks, Len, and it's great to be joining a DTCX webinar. Did quite a few of those over the years. Always amazing, and to follow on Aventis path because we're a close partner with Aventis as well. So really glad to have this partner ecosystem all together. we think the best way to send a lot of love to your customers this year is actually just to give them a call. So why not picking up the phone and just like calling your customers, telling them that you enjoy their presence on your store, and also inquiring things about like what you could be doing better to be a better supplier or vendor for them. So we're going to talk about outbound phone, how to engage with your customers on the phone, how to close more sales from calling your customers proactively. So this is a very new activity for e-com stores, and we think that it's going to make a big surge this year as we see SMS and email being a little bit less effective. So what's phone sales for e-commerce really? It's really about calling your top e-commerce segments, so you can imagine your abandoned checkouts and so on, at the best moment with really personalized content. So we're really helping facilitate this outbound engine so that you can engage at scale with your top customers. And what's the size of this opportunity for an average e-com store? So if you have an SMS program and you did install like those welcome pop-up on your homepage that are capturing email and phone numbers, you're probably collecting almost 5% of your visitors' phone number. So that's a lot of phone numbers that your store is sitting on. But really what you're doing so far probably is sending 1 or 2 marketing SMS messages that are pretty cookie cutter every month for a special event that's happening. So now is Valentine's Day. So you're probably sending like a Valentine's Day like SMS being like, hey, here's 14% on our product. So you could be leveraging those phone numbers a lot more in order to help your team generate more revenue from a CX perspective. So which brands are the most likely to have a lot of value coming out from outbound phone calls? So obviously anything on subscription, so that they can call like their churn subscribers, like, or failed payments and so on. High average order value brands right now are definitely what we're seeing that's working the best. So like things in home and furnitures and DIY kits and so on, anything that's like a little bit more costly. Some high volume brands that have within that high volume, like some like key segments, can definitely find a lot of value there. We can talk about like engaging people that have like outstanding loyalty points and that spent over $500 with you guys, but didn't spend in a while. And finally, anybody that sells to a slightly older demographic, like, will get like a great pickup rate on their phone calls. So like our largest customer is selling like hearing aids, and they do 70,000 outbound calls a month. But yeah, so those are really like the 4 buckets. If you have something like this, like where like you either have some subscription or like some segments of high AOV or high volume on certain segments or an older demographic, you'll be able to generate some good sales and insights from calling your customers. What are the top segments that like a store should consider to call proactively? Definitely first and foremost on the subscription side, dunning and churn. So dunning is when a credit card payment failed. So you have an active subscriber, but you tried charging their card a couple of times. Maybe their card expired and they went through your cycle. You want to give them a call at the end of the cycle, just making sure that they know how to update this and keep receiving your products. Also, churn subscribers. So let's say you had a customers for many months. They went through a couple of cycles with you guys, but then they churned. You definitely want to engage with them like after the normal cycle where the amount of product they got like is likely to have expired, so that you can learn more about why they churned and if also there's a way for you to win them back. You'll gain like really great insights from those conversations into what your brands can be doing, but also you'll save a couple of customers. And a lot of brands, especially like on the subscription side, are really trying to fight that churn, and it's one of their main priorities. So calling them is really going to help. And another one, obviously, like abandoned cart, pretty core to the whole function, but you can call your checkouts within a couple of hours of them leaving an item in their checkout without completing that purchase, you can call them, ask them, like from a customer service angle, really, if they forgot to, if there was missing information, or if there was like an issue technically when they were trying to check out. So those discussions are also going to help you understand, like, maybe there's a bug with your discount codes, or like some customers needed a little bit more information before completing their purchase, and it's going to drive more revenue. So what's the structure really of a great call? So first, we briefly mentioned it, but it's really about positioning this as a customer service call. So like if you're outbound calling, you're abandoned checkouts, present yourself like as a customer service rep, and then that will like open up the discussion a lot easier. This is not like a cold call. It's really about like gaining insights and providing a great offer to the client. Then you need to be ready to handle a couple of objections, right? Like if somebody didn't purchase your product, like maybe they have a valid reason. It can be like, what are the ingredients, or like what are some policies around returns, or maybe they're looking at other stores also. They're looking at your competitors while like they were almost ready to buy. So you need to be able to handle those potential questions that people might have really on the fly. So having like a good system there is really going to be helpful. And finally, you need a great offer. If you want to close those sales, like while having people on the phone, you need an offer that's usually a little bit better than what they will have like on your your welcome flow. And Cornelia, what would you suggest as a like tonality during calls? So again, it's really not a sales call. It's not about like being pushy. It's really about like being helpful. And yeah, like just like a friendly, helpful vibe. And then it really comes back to also like, what's your brand persona, right? Like you probably have some type of brand guidelines around that. And yeah, just like be yourself. They're much rather engaging with like a small business and somebody that represent that small business than like the big like corporate like or too professional lingo. So like just be yourself, but like really present yourself from an angle of like service to the customer, and that's really going to help them open up. Cool. What do you can expect in terms of performance when somebody is calling with a solution like Contio? Is more or less like about 200 like outbound calls per day. So that will lead like a one agent like can do 200 calls per day. So like an agent will spend about like 2,500 minutes of like phone talks per month. And there's a few ways to staff the team, right? Like usually it starts with like the manager wants to give this a try, write the SOP and so on. But then you'll want to find like your agents, and like Lacey and the Aventis team, they help with such agents, but you'll have like multiple options. You'll have onshore, nearshore, offshore. No, onshore, slightly more expensive. It's people in the US that will have like zero accent, like they'll have less accent than I do. Nearshore will be more people that are probably like in Central America or South America, and so Jamaica is like or Dominican Republic are great places to source agents. It's going to be definitely cheaper than onshore, but a little bit more expensive than like an offshore place like the Philippines, right? So in the Philippines, you can find agents anywhere probably from like $5 to like $12 an hour, and they can do like a fantastic job. But on the phone, it's like the time zone, like it's really the middle of the night for them, and it requires a little bit of focus. So yeah, it's a little trade-off there depending on the overall economics in which like your brand need to evolve. So Contio is very, very new. We launched in beta a couple of months ago, and we just released publicly last month. One of the first brand that started with us was selling mattresses. and they decided to onboard on the beta just 2 days before Black Friday. That was a little bit crazy. We're like, okay, well, we can try to to get you guys up in time for Black Friday, which is in 2 days. And we managed to build the SOP with them and get them like everything set up within like a couple of days. And they did call 166 of their abandoned checkouts in the first 5 days of onboarding on Concio, and they generated an extra $14,000 in sales by calling those checkouts. That was very interesting because they were able to achieve a 7% conversion rate on all calls. And they had somebody really knowledgeable about the product, and they had a great offer to offer on top of like what was visible on the website. And that really got a lot of people over the line. So that was just like really a great way for the customer service department to transform themselves like really into a profit generator for the business. Like they were able to put like a hard number on their impact and get the buy-in from the rest of the company to scale that operation. So I think this year, like one of the things, there's a lot of pressure that's being felt by customer service teams with like AI automating a lot of their work, but like really calling customers and engaging with them in a pre-sale type way is a great way for them to like increase their impact on the business. So what can you expect really from calling your customers? It's about 30% of your calls that will connect, of the client, the contacts that will connect. 10% of those connected calls like are likely to convert into a sale within 7 days after you speak with them. So that should lead and that should generate about like 6 to 8% more gross merchandise value or total sales for your store. So that's really like the economics that we're seeing that are pretty true across the board here. And yeah, that's very much like the intro to outbound calling this year with Concio. Don't hesitate. If you have any question, send me an email, phil@concio.ai. Really simple. If you want to check it out as well, happy to set you up on a free account so that you can see how your customers react from you calling them.
Thank you so much, Phil. That was so insightful, and please feel free to reach out to Phil for him to set you guys up on a free demo and an account. But I would love to see who's the winner of your session.
Who's the winner?
It looks like Alice Shavinza. I don't want to butcher your name, but Alice, I'm going to throw it in the chat.
Nice. We're giving away customized jewelry from Mint and Lily. So great customers of ours. So congrats, Alice.
Yeah, Mint and Lily is so pretty. Their pieces are so beautiful. I'm excited for your piece to come in, Alice. Send us pictures. But thank you so much, Phil. And thank you so much, everyone, for attending today. Let's see. I'm going to just share my screen again for some closeout slides. Okay. Awesome. And again, we're going to be at eTel West. So if you guys are there from February 25 to 26, feel free to reach out to myself or Brittany. Our booth will be at 704. And I think Adina will also be floating around eTel. So feel free to reach out to us and meet us in person. We'd love to see you guys. We have our interactive Jackson booth, and you guys can come by to do an AI ethos personalization quiz. That'll be really fun. But thank you guys all so much. And I hope to see you guys again in our next sessions coming up. And here are some upcoming tech webinars that we have. If you want to scan the code, we have a session on February 20th, the Ultimate Shopify Customer Journey, episode 13. And then we also have one coming up on International Women's Day on March 7th. So excited to see you guys again, hopefully, but feel free to scan these QR codes if you wanted to attend and to register. And congratulations to all our winners today. Thanks, everyone.